The man picked up a lump of dung. He didn't feel disgusted, but instead was overjoyed as he smelled it, because the fresh cow dung meant that bison were nearby. He immediately instructed his tribe to ready their spears and spread the dung evenly on himself and his tribe members to confuse the prey's sense of smell. Everyone crouched down to the ground, quietly approaching the herd of bison, and waited silently for the perfect moment. This was how humans hunted 20,000 years ago. At the perfect moment, the leader gave the signal, and everyone sprinted towards the bison at full speed. The herd, hearing the noise, charged towards the humans as well. Despite the bison's large numbers and size, they stood no chance against the clever humans. With less than 100 meters between them, the humans threw their spears with all their strength in front of the herd, creating a wall of obstacles. The clumsy lead bison saw the obstacles and could only veer to the left. The bison behind it ran blindly as well. Soon the herd reached a cliff. At this point, it was too late for them to stop. Under the effect of inertia, the bison uncontrollably fell off the 100-meter cliff. A few bison reacted quickly and managed to change direction in time, and in their anger they sought revenge for their fallen companions. They deliberately singled out a boy who had strayed from the group and treated him the same way. It seemed the only way to quell their fury. The boy fell onto a rock in the middle of the cliff. No matter how his father called his name, he received no response. The man wanted to go down and rescue his son, but was stopped by those around him, because the man was the leader of their tribe, and the entire tribe depended on him for survival. The man endured his grief and piled up a stone monument at the cliffside as a symbol of mourning for his son's death. Then he led the tribe back on their journey home. However, they had not gone far when the boy miraculously awoke, being pecked by a vulture. With his strong will to survive, he struggled to climb back to the top of the mountain. When the boy, full of hope, thought he would see his father, what he saw instead was the stone monument his father had built for him. Seeing this, his heart shattered completely, and in despair he kicked the monument off the cliff, then lay on the ground and cried loudly. The boy knew deep down that the tribe would never come back to rescue him, and to survive, he had to survive alone in this harsh wilderness. And for a 16-year-old boy, it was an unimaginable challenge. Just when the boy was heartbroken, he suddenly heard the howl of wolves nearby. He had no time to think and hurriedly dragged his injured left leg to flee. With nervousness and unease, the boy spent a difficult night in a tree. The next morning, he filled his water bottle, then found an earthworm to satisfy his hunger. In this harsh environment, he couldn't afford to miss even a fly. He had to replenish protein as quickly as possible. But before he could fill his stomach, the hungry wolf pack could no longer hold back, and they lunged at the boy. In a life-or-death moment, the boy hurriedly escaped toward the dead tree where he had sheltered the night before. Unexpectedly, a wolf from the pack grabbed his shoe. At the brink of life and death, he pulled out his knife and stabbed wildly, and luckily he stabbed a wolf and climbed up to the treetop. But even so, the wolf pack showed no sign of leaving, and stood beneath the tree, staring at the boy through the night. It wasn't until the sun rose that they reluctantly left. They left behind a wounded wolf, struggling for life on the ground. Seeing this, the boy immediately tied his knife and a stick together, and carefully approached the wolf. He was ready to end its life. But when he saw the fear and anxiety in the wolf's eyes, he suddenly realized that this wolf, like him, had been abandoned by its own pack. The boy's heart softened, and he couldn't bring himself to strike. Little did he know, it was this act of kindness that would unknowingly rewrite history. It led humans to gain a loyal companion,